Welcome to the Raven Space YouTube. My name is Jason, and this is Raven Space Daily, where we talk about the Baltimore Ravens every single day. This is the last episode of the week, and it's the episode after the first round of the NFL Draft. I want to thank everyone who was on the live stream with me, talking about the Ravens. It was an awesome experience. We do cool things like that from time to time. I'll let you guys know, but it was a fun thing to do. And so we'll hop right in with the news. And of course, the first news of the day is that the Baltimore Ravens selected Marlon Humphrey with the 16th pick overall. There were some people who were not fans, and there's some people who were fans, and I was not a fan of the pick. And then, as you guys saw, I put up my initial video up where I said that I thought the grade was a C. And I've had some time to reflect on it, different things like that. And the first point of reflection is that all the mock draft people are terrible. Everyone got this draft wrong. No one expected the wide receivers to go off the board that quickly. No one expected the two best pass rushers to go off the board that quickly, which they did. So, not reliable. But I had some time to reflect, and I want to change my grade. I was very upset because I felt that the Ravens didn't go with either strategy. They didn't go position of need, because if they did, they would have traded back, accumulated picks, and got a receiver late, like a Juju, or they would have got offensive lineman. And instead, they went and got a cornerback who won't be starting this year, right? And I was a little upset about that, but he's a good player, and I will change my grade to a B minus, and it can't be over a B minus because he doesn't start. And if everything goes perfectly, like if everything goes perfectly, he won't be starting for the next 2 years, right? So I can't give that higher than a B minus, but he's a talented player and he will be a starter sooner rather than later. He's built to play on the edge of a defense, similar to Jimmy Smith. So I'll say B minus for the first pick. I wish we would have done different things. Ozzie said he tried to trade up in the teens, which telling me he tried to trade up to either get Hassan Reddick or Barnett. But the trade didn't go through. And he said that they were the highest rated player on their draft board. And of course, it's not just about skill on the draft board. It's about off the field things, leadership, scheme fit, different things like that. But I also believe that there were better players on the board. Alabama had, 3 players who I thought was better. And, I know people don't agree, but if you go best player available, man, OJ, he looked good. But I understand he's a tight end. We have many tight ends who aren't as good as OJ. I think if OJ was on our team, he'd be starting day one, whatever. If we'd have took the defensive end that was there, his name is blinking on me, he'd have started day one. If we'd have took Ruben, he could be starting day one. But we took a corner that wasn't started day one, and that's where my anger came from. But he's not an untalented player, right? It's not like, trading up 18 spots to take Mitchell Trubisky, right? Not 18, but trading up one spot and giving away, 3-4 picks to get Mitchell Trubisky. He's a good player. He was by many the second best corner in this draft. So I want to see how the Ravens use him. I'm going to give it a chance, but it can't be higher than a B minus because he won't make an immediate impact. So again, let me know how you guys feel about it. I'm going to be posting reaction videos to every single pick. Now we're going to move on to the second topic. And this topic are the draft day round 1 losers. And so there are certain losers that happen because the draft didn't go how people planned or different things like that. And the first loser is Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco needed help. The offense was terrible last year. And anyone who says it wasn't terrible isn't a Ravens fan or didn't watch the games. Because Ravens fans will be true to the team and to what you saw, because you can't improve if you're not telling the truth. And a running back, they went off the board. Receivers went off the board. Offensive linemen weren't good enough to take at the 16. And it seems like people didn't want to give up what the Ravens wanted to get that pick, and the Ravens fall back. So what happened is Joe Flacco ended up not getting anyone to help him out. And so we're going to go into the second round with a need at receiver, tackle, running back, center. We're going to go with all these needs all on the offense, right? And it's going to be an issue because you're not going to be able to fill them. I really do think that the good receivers who are on the board have a chance of being taken early, because obvious teams value receivers more than they value other positions, because you saw the 3 of them go in the first 10 picks. Another loser in this draft, it's Jimmy Smith. Jimmy Smith's, has to play at a high level without injury because his replacement's on the team already. And Brandon Carr, you could call him a loser, but he wasn't really expected to be here. The way his contract is structured, it's a 1 year. And if the Ravens want to keep on going, they can. If they want to cut him, they won't lose a lot of money. Jimmy Smith is now, I won't call it the hot seat, but if he puts together another year where either he's inconsistent or he's injury prone, the Ravens might, just say, hey, the second time around, you're not going to be worth as much as you think you are. And I pulled up his contract. I put it on the screen for you guys. But he's 28 years old, and next year his cap hit is going to be $12 million, which goes up from $5 million, right? So that's a lot of money. So if the Ravens can trade him or do something like that, with Humphrey there, that's a real possibility, because with the way that Tavon Young played, if Humphrey is good, and you got Brandon Carr there as well, because he has a multiple year deal, you can potentially get something for Jimmy. You can get a third for Jimmy, even maybe higher depending on how he plays. So, it was a bad day for Jimmy. Again, because his replacement's on the team. Even in an NFL comparison, he's compared to Jimmy Smith. It says Marlon Humphrey, NFL comparison, Jimmy Smith. So we'll see how it works out. But those are the losers for day 1 of the draft, Joe Flacco and Jimmy Smith. So as you guys again know, that if there's losers, there has to be winners. And the Ravens do have some winners in this draft. And the very first winner is Dean Pease. I don't know what Dean Pease, said to the team, or how, if he came and said, hey, we can be an elite if we do this and this and this. But Dean Pease is getting players out the wazoo right now. His defensive backs are good. He has Eric Weddle, Tony Jefferson, Ladarius Webb. He had Brandon Carr, Jimmy Smith, Humphrey. You got Tavon Young, Anthony Levine. It's so many players there. Kennedy, who was drafted last year. He has so much free leverage to do things with his defense. And he also has good young players down there. You re-sign Brandon Williams instead of re-signing the right tackle. He is having a great offseason. And they are rewarding him for being consistent, last year, calling good plays, getting defenses in good situations. And in many people see overperforming the talent that was on the defense. He's a winner for this draft. Congratulations, Dean Pease. You're getting what you want. Now it's time, to make it happen. And then the next winner is Mike Wallace, because the Ravens didn't get a chance to take a receiver. And we knew that Perryman was going to be on the team and given a chance to play. And Mike Wallace would have been a good slot receiver. So they were probably going to move him to the slot if a receiver like Mike Williams or Corey Davis was taken. But because they weren't, he's still currently, in my eyes, the number 1 receiver. And he went from going number 1 to number 3. He, is very lucky that wouldn't happen, because they were going to give whoever the rookie receiver was going to get on the field. And I think Mike Wallace was the ability to run the slants and underneath routes, and even, seams. Those are good routes for an inside receiver. And he has trouble running comebacks and curls and different things like that, outs, and those routes that are intermediate. So again, I think that he got lucky. You could say Perryman a little bit, but I thought Perryman was going to give him a chance to play. You can definitely say Campanaro, because Campanaro now has a chance to go on the field. So we'll see. I really do think that he's a winner in this. So again, the winner is Dean Pease. Mike Wallace, congratulations. You guys made out because of congratulations, because you guys made out because of the way the draft went. So, and that's the episode for today. I want to thank you guys so much. Again, we keep these short for you guys. Day 2 of the draft is today. I think the Ravens are going to go. Day 2 of the draft is today. I think the Ravens are going to go receiver somewhere today. I really do hope so. It would be good for our team to get as many receivers as we can and work them out and find out, who's good and who's not. Also, I think now is where you go offensive lineman if you have a chance to grab a good one. So again, thank you guys so much for watching. Remember, please send questions to the ravenspace@gmail.com for our Ravenspace mailbag on Monday. And if you guys haven't watched it, please watch our highlight video that we've released today about every interception from the Baltimore Ravens in 2016. Thank you guys for your support, and go Ravens.